In 2010, President Obama signed the Affordable Care Act into law. Commonly referred to as Obamacare, the law has helped an estimated 20 million Americans get health insurance since its rollout. However, 32 million Americans still remain without coverage. While many are unable to receive coverage due to gaps in Medicaid or high costs, an estimated 50% of the uninsured population is eligible for financial assistance and is not taking advantage of it. Johnny Johnson used to be one of these people. Johnny's had a number of jobs throughout his lifetime, all of which provided health insurance.
And I had good insurance, and I was doing that, using my insurance. And one of the good things about that was how I was healthy, and I was utilizing going to the dentist and going to the doctors on a yearly basis, and it was great.
However, when he became unemployed, Johnny lost his coverage. Like many people without health insurance, he was forced to turn to other options.
When I didn't have health care, I self-medicated. I had a stroke and 2 heart attacks without insurance.
In these instances, the advice of friends and the effectiveness of home remedies became matters of life and death.
The stroke was coming on, and it was going to my eye. It was at the top of my eyebrow. Well, knowing that apple cider vinegar and honey could help me because it thins your blood, which it did. So as a stroke was coming down my right side, and coming down my right side, I had taken the apple cider vinegar real quick, and the stroke, they opened up my vessels and thinned my blood, and it's gone. And then I had my first heart attack. I had the first heart attack again. I felt the pain. I don't like pain. I felt it, and I quickly went to apple cider vinegar and honey, mixed it up, put some hot water in it, just cold water, and drank it. And again, that clog that was in the arteries in my heart was dissipated.
Johnny had a similar incident just days later, which prompted him to look for insurance. After some work, he was able to enroll in the state Medicaid program.
So then I call CHS, and they give me an appointment. So I go, they give me an MRI, and I didn't understand why these 2 ladies were shaking their heads. And so the doctor comes in, they give the report to the doctor, and he too comes in shaking his head. He said, I'm wondering why everybody's shaking their heads. It's because I'm laughing and joking and everything else. And so the doctor says, Mr. Johnson, this report here says you had a stroke and a heart attack. I said, I had 2. so he says, so what happened? I said, hey, I did apple cider vinegar and honey. And then he shunned that off because those are all natural things. But that's what I did. I didn't have insurance, and I handled myself.
Then, after minor circumstance changes, Johnny was cut off from Medicaid and again found himself with no insurance. He went back to self-medicating and was doing well until things took a turn for the worst.
After that, my mouth, I started bleeding from my mouth. So in June all the way down to July 4th, I was bleeding from my mouth. And I didn't know what it was, but my stamina was getting real bad, and I didn't have no health insurance. And quite naturally, I felt bad. I wanted to get help, but I wasn't getting the help. And the people I was asking to give me the help they're supposed to give me the help wasn't giving it to me. So I wasn't going to beg for that service anymore. But now, on July 4th, I talked to a friend, and he saw me bleeding. He said, JJ, man, you need to get some help, man.
After church the next day, Johnny's pastor gave him a ride to the St. Francis emergency room.
We get to St. Francis, and everybody helped me out. We get to St. Francis, and now we in front of the admissions officer. And I just fall. I didn't fall out, but I slumped over because I didn't have no energy anymore.
Johnny was immediately taken in by the ER staff, who began giving him blood. Once he was stable, Johnny again became nervous about his lack of insurance.
And all of a sudden, this beautiful guy, he comes up. I look up, and it's this beautiful guy. His name was Dr. Stone. And Dr. Stone says, I says to him, because I'm in this beautiful, luxurious room, and I'm saying to him, I don't have no insurance. And he comes back and says, that's no excuse. Everybody deserves quality health care. And I was blown away with that.
Unfortunately, Johnny's excitement was short-lived, as he soon received his diagnosis.
And so I came here thinking that I had the flu, not knowing that when they gave me the diagnosis on July 6, 2015, that I had leukemia, cancer, AML.
When he was admitted, Johnny was in the worst condition of all the patients in the cancer unit. He immediately started an aggressive chemotherapy treatment.
Do you know Muhammad Ali knocked George Foreman out in the 8th round? Well, I did 8 rounds of chemo. Over 823 hours of chemotherapy and pills. I was taking 30 pills sometimes, 30 pills in the morning. I think I do about 7 pills in the afternoon, then at night more pills. So I was doing about 50 pills a day.
After his 8th round, Johnny was declared 99.99% cancer-free. He had beaten leukemia.
Cancer could be a deadly environment to be in, but it's not a death certificate. I can declare right now that I'm 99% cancer-free. And I'm here talking today because yesterday was questionable.
Johnny was fortunate that he was able to get coverage before it was too late. However, many others are not so lucky.
I watched a lot of people in the 8th floor in the cancer center be pushed off in body bags. I heard about a 30-year-old. I heard about a 26-year-old. These are young girls. And so, again, I think the more information that people know, I think the better off they are. The more they know that Obamacare is for everybody, the more they know that you can go and get these checks, get the insurance you need, and do these annual checkups, the better off. If I was still self-medicating, the probability of me being a dead man was great. But we were just, if those are people who are doing that, I say stop. I say get involved. I say go and get a doctor right now. Get yourself checked and get yourself checked annually so you don't have to discover whether or not you have a debilitating disease like I have on the fly.
While Johnny was able to secure stable insurance with the help of St. Francis, 32 million Americans remain uninsured. The dangers of self-medication and undetected illness remain a constant threat for them until they are able to get coverage. For these people, a lack of insurance could prove to be lethal.